There's quite a predictable pattern, and essentially what happens is there's a bit of a honeymoon period where there's excitement, that sense of relief and positivity is the dominant feeling. For those individuals in more inner Melbourne, most definitely we'd expect you to be in the honeymoon phase at this point in time. For want of a better term, it's almost the calm before the storm. Then it's, if you like, the everyday activities that have re-emerged. So the traffic, the congestion, the noise, all of those things start to actually impact our experiences again. Our tolerance for them declines again, and we hit a bit of a stage. That's where people will notice that it feels like their mood comes down a little bit, and that issue of cognitive load seems to re-emerge. So that slowed, fuzzy thinking. You might also notice some sleep difficulties at this time. And it's all part of this process where both psychologically as well as physiologically, we're trying to get back in balance. There is also happening along with that this idea of reverse culture shock. Now, reverse culture shock is essentially where you're re-entering a previously familiar environment. So one where your brain says, I know what to do here, except the environment has actually changed. It's not the exact same environment that we left. So again, we see those changes in mood, changes in thought, all of those types of things. And so essentially what happens is it's a bit of a roller coaster. We're going up and down, up and down. There'll be some days that are better than others. Other days really won't be that fun. But the idea is we're recalibrating. We're getting used to the new expectations, and it takes months. People do move through it at different rates, but the research we have shows that in general, you should expect this for anywhere between 6 and 12 months. It's really, really important to be kind to yourself and to have realistic expectations of what is achievable. The thing about self-care is it helps with those issues of cognitive load. It helps with mood regulation. It's about finding what works for you and both protecting that and making time for activities that rest, relax, and re-energize you. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean meditation. It's whatever works for you. Anything that puts that energy back in. We talk about this thing called gradual or graded exposure. And it's the idea that you take small little steps on the way to doing the big thing. Rather than, having a huge get together with all the people that you're allowed to, you might catch up with one or two for just a short period of time. Because I think the other thing that people underestimate is how exhausted you're going to be as you start re-engaging with the world, because it takes so much mental energy. The research is very clear around this, that people can and do come out the other side. The rate at which that occurs can vary, but really importantly is that when we look at what factors are the strongest predictors for how well someone adapts after isolation, it's actually what happens after isolation itself. So how you actually engage with others, use your coping strategies, those factors are actually more important than what happened in isolation. The type of phrasing I've been using around that is it's a normal reaction to a very abnormal environment.